Hello, Incarnation third graders. Welcome to Math with Mrs. Martin. Did you know this is the second to the last math lesson in your math book for third grade? So let's just be excited about that for a moment, that you are just 2 lessons away from finishing your math in third grade. So we're going to start today on lesson 6, chapter 14, and that's on page 865. So go ahead and get your book. And also maybe an extra scrap paper if you want, because some of these problems we're going to be drawing a table that might take a little bit more space than your book. You can write them in your book, it'll just be really small. So if at any point you need to go get another piece of paper, pause this video and go get yourself some paper. This lesson is called Problem Solving Investigation. The strategy is guess, check, and revise. This is a little bit tougher of a strategy here at the end of third grade because you do have to guess and check. And if you guess and check, and when you check you're wrong, then you have to go all the way back to the beginning and start a new plan. So you can't just be done the first time you guess and check. Make sure when you're done that you get the right answer. So keep that in mind, that it might take 2 or 3 tries. Listen as I read the first example and follow along with me. Julian has 5 polygons that have a total of 19 sides. Each polygon has 3 or 4 sides. What are the names of the 5 polygons? So let's underline some of that information. We're looking for 5 polygons with a total of 19 sides. That means we're going to count every single side of these 5 polygons to get 19 sides. So basically we're trying to figure out what combination of polygons will get us 19 sides. But with that, the polygons have to have 3 or 4 sides. Let's think back to the beginning of this chapter. Do you know what kind of polygons have 3 sides? The only option is a triangle. So we know that some of these polygons will be triangles. What polygon has 4 sides? The quadrilateral, which is the square or any other shape with 4 sides. So keep that in mind. So here we're going to write our facts. What facts do you know? There are polygons and a total of sides. If I go back up into my problem, I know that there are 5 polygons with a total of 19 sides. We're just writing down our facts, and that's important on this guess and check strategy. We've already talked about this, that the polygons are going to be triangles or quadrilaterals. What do we need to find? Go back to the question. What are the names of the 5 polygons? Find the names of the 5 polygons. So we're going to write names in here. N-A-M-E-S. Now on these first few problems, when we make a plan, we are going to make a table to help us out. So I'm going to erase this and move up the slide a little bit so it's nice and big for us to make our plan. Here we're going to solve the problem. First, we're going to have to make a guess. Then we're going to check it, and then we're going to have to revise it if our guess is not correct. And you will see that in our chart, they've given us some headings here. Here's our number of triangles that we're going to guess, because we know that some of the polygons have to be triangles. Here's our number of quadrilaterals that are going to be in the answer, because again, some of the polygons are those. Here's where we're going to figure out the total number of sides, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then they have a column to check. Is it the correct answer? Is the answer too high or too low? We have to ask ourselves each time to know if we have the answer correct yet or not. So let's go ahead and figure out how did they solve these problems, just so you have a good idea. So here we have a triangle, and we know that a triangle has 3 sides. I'm going to put that right here. And we know that this quadrilateral has 4 sides. So here is how they solved the problem. They said, well, we're going to guess that there are 3 triangles. So they wrote in this problem, and I'm just going to write this a little bigger. They wrote a 3 to represent the 3 triangles. Then they multiplied by another 3 to represent the 3 sides to a triangle. So we have 3 triangles times 3 sides in each triangle. Now we're going to actually figure out the total number of sides for the quadrilaterals. They're saying, okay, let's guess that we have 2 quadrilaterals. So we'll put a 2 here. And we're going to multiply that by the 4 sides that each quadrilateral has. Okay, so now we have our triangles here and our quadrilaterals here. We're going to solve that and add it together. Now you remember from order of operations that we do our multiplication first and then addition. So let's solve within the multiplication parentheses here. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 4 is 8. 9 plus 8 is 17. Now let's go back and check. If you go up to the top of your page, I'm not going to slide the slide up, but you know that we have to come up with 19 sides. 19 is higher than 17, so 17 is too low. So we know now that they don't have 3 triangles and two quadrilaterals. That's not going to work. So we're just going to guess another number. Let's guess 2 triangles and 3 quadrilaterals. And again, I'm going to write this problem out here so you can see it a little better. I'm going to take my 2 triangles. I'm going to multiply that again by the 3 sides of a triangle. And there's my triangles. I'll put a little T at the bottom so we know. Now we're guessing that there's 3 quadrilaterals. What does the quadrilaterals? They have 4 sides. So we're going to multiply the 3 quadrilaterals times the 4 sides, and we're going to add those 2 together to figure out the total number of sides. Order of operation again. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 3 times 4 is 12. 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 again is not 19. It is too low. So that is not the right answer either. Now we're going into our 3rd round of guessing to try and figure out what combinations of polygons that they used. So this time we're going to guess that they have 1 triangle and 4 quadrilaterals. So we'll do this problem again. 1 triangle times 3 again, 3 representing the 3 sides of the triangle. Now we're going to take our quadrilateral. They have 4 of those times the 4 sides in each quadrilateral. And we're going to add that together and see how many sides we get. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 times 4 is 16. 3 plus 16 is in fact 19. If you go back up to the top of the problem, we are looking for 19 sides. So that number is correct. So Julian has, what does she have? She has 1 triangle and 4 quadrilaterals. Now there was a lot of work that was involved in that problem to guess and check, but you have to keep trying until you get the correct answer. So now we're going to add the sides of the polygon to check. So basically we're going to think back to our triangle. How many sides does 1 triangle have? 3. So we're going to put a 3 here. Now we're going to add each of the quadrilaterals. We know that she has 4 of those, and they have 4 sides each. So we're just going to put a 4 here for the sides, 4 for sides, 4 for sides, 4 for sides. And that will get us the total of 19 sides. So when we guessed and checked, that was correct. You can see that this is not a one-step problem. This takes many steps to work. Go ahead and flip your books to page 866, and we'll do another practice problem together. Listen as I read the problem and go ahead and read it along with me. Jolene spent $23 on scrapbook supplies. How many of each supply did she buy? You can see that they have a little chart up here with supplies. They have sticker sheets that are $2 each, and they have packs of paper that are $3 each. So to understand the problem, we're going to write the facts that we know. First of all, we know that she spent $23. So go ahead and write, that's the total that she spent. That's what we're going to figure out. What did she buy that was worth the $23? Now we also know from this chart up here that stickers cost $2 a sheet. And we also know that paper cost $3 a sheet. It's always good to write your information in one spot. That'll help you out. So what do we need to find? Well, let's go back and read it again. How many of each supply did she buy? So, how many sheets of stickers did she buy? How many packs of papers did she buy? That will equal her $23. So we need to find out how many stickers and paper did she buy? You can abbreviate that a little bit if you don't want to write it all out. Just keep that in your mind. We're just trying to figure out what did she buy. So our plan for this whole chapter, for this whole lesson, is going to be guess and check. So that's the plan. We're going to make a guess, and we're going to check it. And I'm just going to put a little check there. Guess it and check it. That's our plan. Okay, so to solve this problem, just like the first one, we're going to go ahead and make a table. So I would like you to draw your table. You're going to want it to take up this whole spot in your book. Have one section for the headings, and we're going to divide it into 4 columns. The first 2 can kind of be little. The next one we want bigger because that's what we're going to solve. And then the one here is going to be our check. This is where we find the cost. And here is our stickers and our paper. Those are our 2 supplies that she bought with $23. Just to separate it a little, I'm going to go ahead and make 3 different columns. 3 different rows, hoping that I only need 3 times to make my guesses. Okay, so let's just start. Let's say she buys, first of all, I'm going to rewrite that the stickers are $2 and the paper is $3. And we need to know the combination to get the $23. I'm just rewriting because that was on the previous slide. So let's just make a guess. Let's say, okay, say she bought 5 sheets of stickers and 3 packs of paper. So let's figure out that cost. Just like in the last one, we want to know, well, how much does each sheet of paper cost, or how much do the stickers cost, I should say. So we're going to take our 5, make a parentheses. We have 5 sheets of stickers. We're going to multiply that by 2 because they cost $2 a sheet. So multiply by 2. Now we're going to figure out the cost of the paper. The cost of the paper, 3 sheets of paper, each sheet costs $3. 3 times 3. We're going to add those two together. So we have our stickers here, plus our paper here, and we're going to get our total cost. 5 times 2 is $10. 3 times 3 is $9. 10 plus 9 is a total of $19. Now let's guess and check that. Is $19 $23? No, it's too low. So 5 stickers and 3 sheets of paper is not the correct answer. We know it's too low, so let's go ahead and raise up our stickers by 1 pack and see if we get the right answer. So we're just going to guess. I did 6 sheets of stickers and 3 sheets of paper. Again, we're going to write our little multiplication sentence here. 6 sheets of paper times $2 of paper. 6 times $2. We're going to figure out how much the paper cost, which is 3 sheets of paper times our $3 again. We're going to add those two together so we get a total. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 times 9 is, 3 times 3 is 9, which gets us a total of $21. Is $21 23? Nope, it's again too low. So now we're guessing and checking for a 3rd time. You can see how it's not easy to solve these problems. Let's go ahead and raise the stickers just 1 more sheet so that we get 7 sheets of stickers to our 3 packs of paper and figure that out. 7 times, we want to do our 7 sheets of stickers times $2 a sheet again. And now we're going to do our 3 packs of paper times $3 a pack. And we're going to add those two together. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 3 times 3 is 9. 14 plus 9 does in fact get us $23. So when we guessed and checked that, we were correct. She bought a combination of 7 sheets of stickers and 3 packs of paper. So does my answer make sense? Yes. Because the 7 sheets of stickers cost $14, and the 3 packs of paper cost $9, and 14 plus 9 is our $23. So that does in fact make sense. Okay, let's jump to the next page. We're going to solve the first couple on this page. I am now on, let's see, the page is 867, number 1. We're just going to have to work in the margin of our book, or you could get another sheet of paper. Listen as I read the first question and follow along with me. A toy store sold $67 worth of stuffed animals. They sold 12 stuffed animals. The prices are shown. How much of each size did they sell? So we know that the small stuffed animal costs $5 and the large stuffed animal costs $6. We know they sold a total of $67. Here's another part to the combination, is that they sold a total of 12 stuffed animals. So our combination of large and small stuffed animals needs to equal 12 for a total number. It also needs to equal $67. So let's go ahead and make a little chart over here, just like we did on the other page. I'm going to make it 4 columns again, with a check column at the end. I'm going to make the cost here. I'm going to abbreviate the small with an S and the large with an L. Okay, now here's where we start guessing. We just put some numbers in and see if we can come up with $67. Now I also want to think about that I have to have 12 stuffed animals. So I have to do a combination of numbers that equal 12. My small and large have to equal 12. I can't guess like 5 and 10 because that will be a total of 15 stuffed animals. I can't guess 2 and 3 because that will be a total of 5 stuffed animals. So let's start with our guess of 6 and 6. 6 small and 6 large stuffed animals. That would equal a total of 12 stuffed animals. Let's try and figure out how much that cost. Put a 6 here for your small, a 6 here for your large. I'm going to go ahead and do this up here just so you can see it larger, but it's going to be another combination of parentheses with multiplication. We have our small stuffed animals, 6 of them. They are $5 each. So we're going to do 6 stuffed animals times our $5. And then we're going to do our 6 stuffed animals times $6 for the large ones. And we'll be adding those together. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 6 times 6 is 36. Add those together and we get 66. Well, it does equal our 12 stuffed animals, 6 and 6, but it does not equal our $67 worth. This number is too low. So it is too low. If it's too low, let's go ahead and raise one of the numbers. Another combination that equals 12 is 5 and 7. So let's say there are 5 small and 7 large stuffed animals. I'm going to go ahead and write this down here just so you can see it larger. Our 5 small stuffed animals. 5 stuffed animals times our $5. We're going to do our 7 large stuffed animals times $6 each. Going to add those two together. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 7 times 6 is 42. If you have to rewrite that, 25 plus 42. 5 and 2 is 7. 4 and 2 is 6. 67. So let's check. Do we have a total of 12 stuffed animals? Yes. 5 plus 7 is 12. Are they worth $67? Yes, they are. Here's the answer. We got it right there. So now we're going to go back to our question. How many of each size did she sell? Well, they sold 5 small and they sold 7 large. And that would be the answer. A lot of work to get to that answer when we guess and check. I'm going to go ahead and erase just so I have more space to show you. You can get another piece of paper if your book is getting filled, or you could just work out in the margin if you have more room. I'm going to go ahead and write that again. This should be was it 7 large, 5 small? Okay, problem number 2. Ed has some hexagon and square pattern blocks. There are a total of 24 sides. He has 5 blocks. How many of each polygon does he have? Let's go back and think about this. He has a hexagon and square pattern blocks. There are a total of 24 sides, so this is like one of those examples again where we're adding the sides of each shape. We also know that he only has 5 blocks. So again, we want a combination of hexagon and squares that equal 5 that have a total of 24 sides. Now let's think back. We do need to know how many sides a square has. So I'm going to put that right here. A square has 4 sides, and a hexagon has 6 sides. So we definitely want to keep that in mind when we're solving. I'm going to go over here and make a chart again. Again, this middle section is going to be the largest. This is our check section. I'm going to put H here for hexagon, and I'm going to put S here for square. Okay, so again, we know that there is a total of 5 blocks and 24 sides. So we want a combination of 5. So we don't want to throw out 12 and 6 because that's not a total of 5. We want to do numbers like 3 and 2. So let's say he has 3 hexagons and 2 squares. And let's figure out the combination of those sides. Forgot to write that in. Up here I'm going to do this problem a little bigger. If there are 3 hexagons, we're going to multiply that by the 6 sides to the shape. And then we're going to figure out the 2 squares. The squares have 4 sides to their shape. And we'll be adding those together. So the hexagon, 6 times 3 is 18. And the squares, 4 times 2 is 8. 18 plus 8 is 26. Let's go back to our problem. We need to know 24 sides. 26 is too high. Too high. So the combination of 3 hexagons and 2 squares will not work. Let's just guess and check by reversing those 2 numbers. Let's say they have 2 hexagons and 3 squares. Again, we're just guessing. I'm going to write this down here. Now we're going to figure out the number of sides that 2 hexagons have. So we're going to do 2 times 6. Each hexagon has 6 sides. And the sides of the squares? 3 times 3 squares times 4 sides of each square. And then we're going to add those together. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. Is that what we need to find? 24 sides? Yes, 24 sides. Does she have 5 blocks? 3 plus 2 is 5. So yes. How many of each polygon does she have? Let's go back here. She has 2 hexagons and 3 squares. Again, we had to guess and check a couple times there to figure that out. And that's what makes this lesson a little bit tough. Okay, on this page, I would like you to finish. We're going to stop there working the problems, but I would like you to finish number 3 on this page. You can skip the brain builders since this is the second to the last day of 3rd grade. I'm going to give you that. On the next page, 868, I would like you to do problems 7 8, and 9. And you can skip the rest of that page. You're just going to work half that page. Number 7, 8, and 9. And then you're done with your lesson. And you can do the homework. There's only about 4 problems on the homework, so that's not too bad. I think you are going to have to do some of the tables on that. Or actually, let me look at the homework. Well, let's take the homework down to maybe only do problems 1, 2, and 3. And skip problem 4. You can do any of those problems that we skipped if you would like to, though. Okay, and that wraps up our math lesson.